Good morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you are watching this video. We have made it here to Canada's Wonderland. But first, I want to flash back to yesterday to get my first impressions of the park.
Flashback.
Alright, welcome back to the past. We are here on International Street in front of Wonder Mountain for the first time entering Canada's Wonderland. First impressions, this is just overwhelming and overstimulating right now. There are so many coasters in so many different areas, and I don't know which one to go to first, but this is going to be our bonus day. We are getting here at around 6 p.m., so I don't expect to get on anything or really anything today, so the hope is to get a Leviathan night ride tonight, so that'll be our first ride ever on that. But other than that, we'll just take a lap, see what's available here. And here is the main attraction that I am most looking forward to this visit, AlpenFury. It feels so bad walking past the entrance just because of that 100-minute wait looming in the background, but we're going to check the single rider line just to see where it's at, so hopefully we are able to get multiple rides on this later this visit. This is what we're looking at for the AlpenFury single rider queue, about at the bottom of the main stairs, but we could be in all that, so I guess we'll wait it out, but if this doesn't move for a long time, I don't see us doing this today. After about 2 or 3 dispatches or so, the line did not move, so I would only recommend doing the single rider line if you are really desperate to get on this thing, because I would much rather move in the 100-minute line than not move to only save like 15 or 20 minutes or so. I would say I don't recommend the single rider line here at AlpenFury. Sunsets here at the bottom of the Lazy Bear Lodge are immaculate. And also, yeah, cannot beat the 200-foot drop dive coaster, Yukon Striker, right next to it. This looks like an amazing dive coaster. Cannot wait to get on it tomorrow. Canada's Wonderland is very well known for their flat ride collection, and that's kind of what we've been doing for the past hour and a half, just kind of bouncing in between their different flat rides they've been having. But it's dark enough for a Leviathan night ride, and check out this sign at night. This is one of the best entry plazas for pretty much any coaster ever, let alone a Giga. So excited to get on this very, very good Giga coaster from what I'm hearing. So hopefully it lives up to all expectations. Yep, that definitely lived up to all expectations that were put in place. This ride is so good. The first drop is just as good, maybe on par with Fury 325s. That's how good that first drop is. And then the just continuous focus on speed, and then speed combined with airtime. It's a very good mix of both of those, and it does both of them well. Yes, it is on the shorter side, but it packs a punch into that short ride experience. It is a phenomenal Giga, and on par with the rest of the Gigas. I do also want to mention, with our ride on this tonight, that means we have North American Giga completion. That's right, we have ridden every single Giga there is to offer here in North America. So happy for that accomplishment.
End of flashback.
Again, yesterday wasn't too much of a coaster visit. We really just got on Leviathan for the night ride. That was amazing at night. Hopefully we'll be able to do it later today during the daytime, but today is going to be the main coaster day, and as you may or may not know, Canada's Wonderland is a doozy to get by for doing all the coasters. They have a total of 18 different roller coasters, whether that be Thrill, Family, or Kiddie. So we're in for a wild ride this year visit, but What I am most excited for is to get on that thing over there, AlpenFury. That has been one of my most anticipated coasters of this upcoming trip. Now, of course, since we are here bright and early at around 9:30, the park does not open until 10, so we won't be getting in there until then, but I want to really focus on getting to AlpenFury before all these other people do. So I will unfortunately not be filming for the next like 30 minutes or so, so I'll see you back after our ride on AlpenFury, and let's get right into the park. My bad, I completely forgot they did a rope drop here, so we were let 30 minutes in early. Also, nice little detail, they have the Planet Coaster soundtrack playing up here by International Street. I think that is a really cool detail. So, we are now going to head over to the AlpenFury rope drop and just wait there for 30 minutes. It may be a little bit of a wait, but at least it's better than 2 hours. I think this is interesting. They actually opened the line 30 minutes early. So, guess we'll see you back after our ride on AlpenFury. Yep, that just happened. Surprisingly, with the bonus early entry, we ended up getting 2 rides on this. One in the front and one in the sort of back car. And let me say, this is an amazing experience. It's so punchy. There's so much, just so much whip, so much airtime, like all throughout the layout. And it's like not like conventional airtime either. It's like weird sideways airtime too. And those launches, man, those are so punchy. And that, especially the second launch in the back row, that is something else. And then immediately going up to the top hat, cannot find that anywhere else. This is an absolutely incredible ride, and was worth the hype. But now we're going to get pretty much a downgrade. I need the credit, so we're gonna do the Fly, which is basically just a cloned Wild Mouse model. Yep, that was indeed a credit. It's just trimmed to death, and it doesn't do really anything interesting with the layout, so just a fine Wild Mouse. Happy you got the credit though. Canada's Wonderland's most iconic feature is the centerpiece Wonder Mountain. There are a total of 4 different roller coasters that go through Wonder Mountain, and we're gonna complete them all now to hopefully get the credits done. And that is all of the Wonder Mountain rides done. I got a pretty good collection of coasters in there. Some definitely better than others. Most notably, Wonder Mountain's Guardian and then Thunder Run. Those are the absolutely weaker of the two. Guardian is, I don't know what Guardian is. Like it has an identity crisis, like between a dark ride and an actual coaster. But the ending's fun, so I won't give that too much flack. But Thunder Run was a 30-minute wait and was absolutely not worth it. I mean, for the credit, you know, it is what it is. But the other two, Vortex and then obviously AlpenFury, those are the highlights of Wonder Mountain. So really good centerpiece that Canada's Wonderland has here with a very good collection of coasters. As much as I don't want to do this, it's for the credit. So this is technically the new for 2026 edition to Canada's Wonderland, which is the new Daredeviler, which used to be Flight Deck, aka the worst Vekoma SLC in the world, probably. Yep, that's credit. It was a little, just a tiny bit smoother, dare I say, than the one at Six Flags America, which is ironic because this is the exact same trains as Six Flags America, which is the part of the reason why it's new for 2026. But anyway, it's the same old SLC. A lot of janky elements, especially the first drop here. Then the double corkscrews. Good thing this is the shortened layout, so we can get over quickly. One critique I have: I do not like these colors at all. Like it already looks faded, even though it just got a repaint. So it's whatever. I mean, we will never be riding this again, so it doesn't matter anyway. But that's fine with me. So rip Sledgehammer, I guess. That does not look good to get this open, like, at all. And they just put out, like, a bigger sign out there for obvious reasons. This does not look, unfortunately, like it will be open at all during our visit. So, sad loss this is. Alright, enough waiting around. We're going to do an actual ride to wait for. Behemoth may be a 45-minute wait, but I have heard this is one of the better B&M hypers, so might as well give it a shot. So this is actually me from the future. I did not feel like filming after our previous ride on Behemoth because as soon as we got in line, it started downpouring. So we got basically a rain ride on that for our first ride on this. So I did not feel like talking about it. But now that the sun is out, I do feel like spilling my thoughts out. And I do have to say, this is a really, really good B&M hyper. That I can't really get a good view of it right now, but that drop especially in the back row, that is amazing. And for some reason, feels even longer than Nitro. I know that's kind of weird, seeing as these are basically the same height, but somehow this feels longer. I don't know if that's because of the staggered trains or not, but oh well. It also has tons of airtime moments, especially that triple camelback. That is pretty much unmatched on any other B&M hyper, making this for one of the best ones. So happy we could finally get my thoughts out, and happy to get 3 rides on this throughout our trip. Entering now into Frontier Canada to go on one of the other ones that I've been most anticipating, Yukon Striker. the amount of dive coasters we've been on is a decent amount. Mostly the old school ones like Griffin or SheiKra, and of course our home park at Iron Menace. So it would be pretty nice to compare whether that should be better or not. But I have high expectations for this. I expect this to clear all of those. What a ride this is. That absolutely clears all the other dive coasters that I've been on. Especially my love for Iron Menace. I know I've been kind of iffy with Iron Menace and liking that and not liking that, but this is 100% a like. And there were quite a few surprising moments, I might add. First off, the vertical loop, that absolutely whips you through that. And then coming out of the vertical loop, the second Immelman, that was pretty whippy as well. Yeah, the second half doesn't do anything with this kind of weak airtime hill here, and then this very uninspired helix, but still, that first half packs a punch, and it's just unrivaled to any other dive coaster out there. What a ride Yukon is. It's a backlot clone, but I mean, gotta do for the credit. Alright, that was a pretty good backlot. For some reason, I don't know if the positive G-forces were hitting more on the upward helix at the beginning, but oh well, that's fine. What's interesting about this one, there's absolutely no show effects on the usual place over there. So at this version, they just roll you right through that block zone. So that was interesting. And what I find funny is that all three backlot clones are distinctly different, despite being the same. Whereas King's Dominion, you just sit there for awkwardly without the effects. King's Island's effects actually work, and this one, there's nothing to see here, so you just roll right through. But either way, pretty decent ride. You're on backlot. Mighty Canadian Mindbuster has built up quite the reputation over the years for being like very, very rough. Luckily, the Gravity Group, who is basically the GOAT of wooden coaster maintenance, swooped in and basically blessed this coaster with a full retract for the first half and second half. So I'm expecting a pretty smooth ride, but I guess we'll find out how good Gravity Group is. Just our look, another incoming storm, which shut down pretty much all the coasters here. At this point, if this were our home park, I think we would have called it by now because of the just inconsistent weather patterns. But since we are here on a visit, we gotta stay till close, so we're just gonna wait this out. So I am noticing that the pathways are kinda empty for no rides being open. What that tells me, I think that means that either everybody's leaving the park or everybody's stuck in the queue lines, because believe me, they are very long right now still. But I just find that interesting. Maybe we'll be able to get limited crowds for the last 2 hours. I don't know. We'll just have to find out, I guess. Storm has passed. Rides are starting to run again. We're gonna hit up most of the filler rides here in Medieval Fair, starting at Dragonfire. Hey, credits! I mean, it wasn't a terrible aero looper. I mean, I've ridden worse, that's for sure. But it was decently smooth. Obviously, the double corkscrews are still the worst part. Probably, definitely better than corkscrew as feeder point. That is for certain. So just a decent little aero looper, just to get the credit. I mean, it's a boomerang. You don't really need to see my reaction. Fun fact, this ride is literally just Grizzly, but rougher. This was pre-retract Grizzly, so this should be fun. I think that actually might be worse than both of the Aero and Vekomas here. That was... I don't... This is terrible. This is one of the worst wooden coasters I've ever been on. But which is saying something, because Grizzly is one of the best wooden coasters I have been on. But I don't know what went wrong, and I guess they were focused on the Mindbuster retract more than this one. So I don't know what the future of this ride will be, although I don't care because, again, not our home park. Levi Dusk Ride. My thoughts about this coaster are in the previous segment, in the very beginning of the video, where we got the night ride yesterday, or earlier in the video, if it's up to you guys. But I'm gonna get back on this incredible B&M Giga. Yup, that is it right there. Leviathan towards the front two rows is absolutely amazing. You get more of that forward air time rather than getting pulled over those hills, and I believe that is a little slightly better than... Oh, see AlpenFury fire over there. That is definitely better up front with the powerful, almost flowjector airtime on all of those hills. And I gotta shout out the sort of twisted airtime hill that you go into and then immediately twist out of. That's incredible in the front row. But really, really solid Dusk ride here on Leviathan. Time to begin our night ride endeavor, starting here at Yukon, which is currently posting a less than 15-minute wait, and then a pitch dark ride on Behemoth. Let's do it. And that is how you do night rides. One ride on Yukon, basically walking onto the train, and then one ride on Behemoth, basically walking up into the stairs. Those are absolutely incredible night rides. It's just amazing. There's no other way to put it. The actual power you experience on Yukon Striker, it's unmatched for a night ride. And then the pitch black of Behemoth, oh, that is just... words cannot describe those night rides. We tried to get AlpenFury night ride, but due to unforeseen circumstances, it is not currently operating. I am kind of scared for it to be operating for day 2. I really want to get some more rides on that because we did get morning rides on it, and I do believe it can warm up a lot more than that. So hopefully we'll be able to get that in the day 2 vlog. So stay tuned for that. And we'll also be able to get the remaining credits that I need here to fully complete the park.
Day 2.
Alrighty, time for some Mindbuster redemption. Yep, Gravity Group is definitely the best. Now, while the lift hill may not reflect that, I believe that is still the PTC part, the only PTC part of the ride. The rest of the layout is absolutely amazing, with plenty of airtime moments, very smooth ride experience, and just overall, very good, just a very good ride. Hats off to Gravity Group for doing an amazing job on this retrack. And yep, you can definitely tell this needed a retrack, judging by that pre-lift section right there. We're on a credit hunt, and we don't know how to weed them out. Except for Silver Streak. I heard that one might be close today. And that is Canada's Wonderland complete. All 18 credits are done here within the 3 days that we were here. Pretty much ended on the kiddie coasters today, which makes sense because those were the sort of the last ones that we needed to do, since I wanted to get the big ones done first before getting the more out there credits done. And I do have to say, they have a pretty good collection of kiddie coasters, mostly this one that we're looking at right here, Snoopy's Racing Railway. Now, it is a family thrill coaster after all, so it would make sense why it would be the most thrilling out of all the kiddie coasters that will be here, but I really enjoyed this one. It has some very fun moments on it. Now, the other three, Ghoster Coaster, Taxi Jam, and Silver Streak, those are the more milder of the four kiddie coasters here, but Taxi Jam is just the standard kiddie coaster layout. Silver Streak is a standard hang and bang, and then Ghoster Coaster, while being a Woodstock clone, is the worst of the four. I don't know what happened there, to be honest, but happy to get Canada's Wonderland completion. Now we can start doing repeats. Just got off an AlpenFury night ride, capping off 5 rides for Canada's Wonderland trip. And that is relentless at night. Obviously, since we mostly got morning rides, it has gotten time to warm up over the course of the day, and I believe that. It is absolutely warmed up since our last morning rides, and is absolutely flying through each of those elements, making for an even more insane ride experience, which somehow I did not know could happen. But that was our last ride of the Canada's Wonderland trip. I know, very sad, but unfortunately all good things must come to an end, but cannot think of any better way to end off on. But anyways, that will just about do it for this video. Make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments section down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and of course subscribe for more theme park content. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.